Name is Sammy, and welcome to the next part in my stream theory playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4, where I will play the game live for you and provide commentary and analysis as I go. We're a good ways into the game now, and one thing I've noticed is that, well, at the very end of the last part, we finally went into some noteworthy story moments after kind of a more of a lull. I think so far Assassin's Creed 4 has had a bit of a slow start. After the sort of first hour or so, first couple hours intro, the following few hours have had. I'm gonna pause this just so I can finish what I have to say here. The following few hours have been fairly flat, and been a bit surprising considering how highly people praise this game, or how I've heard praise, ever since the game came out. I was kind of expecting more, but perhaps there's a build-up to all the great stuff. I mean, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. Besides, I don't think it's terrible right now. It's just slow. Slow in the beginning, not necessarily bad. And that's why I haven't really been doing a lot of story recaps in the beginning of my each episode, each part of this series. So I think maybe I'll just get through that really quickly, because we have jumped out of the animus again. We hit a story moment where the game is taking us out of the animus, and we're going to progress the sort of present day storyline where our Abstergo worker, the Abstergo worker who is trying to delve and research the memory of Edward Kenway, he's been taken out of the animus and called by his boss, I suppose. But as far as Edward Kenway's storyline, he's been mostly trying to establish himself as a pirate in the beginning of the game. I mean, he ran into some trouble with the Templars here. He was trying to deceive them and rob them, and he was found out. So, but he quickly ran away. But then, yeah, after that part in the beginning, so on the first few episodes of my playthrough here, he just laid low while he established himself as a pirate. He did a little bit of plundering, just gathering resources, and only just last part in my playthrough, we played that mission, that memory, where he runs into one of those Templars. So he decides to, as a sort of preemptive measure, needs to take out that Templar. I think his name was Dukas, before he informs the other Templars where he is, and they all go after him. So my main problem with that is that Edward doesn't really have a stake in the sort of grander narrative with the Templars here. He just assassinated that guy partially out of self-preservation, but also because as a preemptive measure. I mean, he could have just tried to run away again and lay low. He didn't necessarily have to kill the guy. The lack of motivation, or much like clear motivation for him, or rather, not necessarily a clear motivation, but a strong motivation for Kenway, has made the beginning here a little slow. But I think things are starting to pick up, just now starting to pick up, and we'll see where this takes us now that we're out of the animus. I'm assuming she, during the beginning of the game, she has higher clearance than we do, so it'll take us to new areas. Or actually, we're probably going to go up the elevator here. It's interesting there that my walking speed was really slow, and I think that's because I'm supposed to follow her. The game doesn't want me to get ahead of her. I'm supposed to, listen to her while walk behind her. So I'm assuming that I have access now to higher floors. Okay, I'll go do that. Stream looks good, by the way.
Hi. Testing.
Doing a quick check on the stream before I continue on. I don't want to miss any progress here.
This is John from IT. We met earlier. I was calibrating your animus. I'm sort of the Scotty of this Abstergo enterprise, in charge of all the techie stuff. Do you have a minute? Damn it. The tracker says you're on your way to Olivier's office. All right. I'll ping you when you're done. I have a favor to ask.
Bonjour. Go right in. He's waiting for you.
Wonder if they'll think it weird if I'm going to, if I just take a minute to look around and see if there are any sticky notes here. That's kind of cool. They seem to be really into the Edward Kenway storyline right now. There could be paintings of other assassins here that would be... there could be like paintings of other assassins here that could provide hints to where the series could be going. It seems mostly to be focused on Edward.
Is something wrong?
Maybe I'll probably have time to look around a little bit later. I won't keep this guy waiting. Oh, here's a sticky note, sure. Into the gray, the digital frontier, the singularity, the space in which she dwells, being both made of light and the embodiment of darkness. This we call the gray, being that we are the instruments of her will, instruments of the first will, the original will. We submit this credo to the world, okay. More stuff about the precursors.
Well, unless you are specifically ordering me to abandon it, I won't jeopardize our flagship project. Edward Kenway is the... But this is how Hollywood got its start, right? With pirate movies. Douglas Fairbanks, Errol Flynn, and now we have access to the real deal.
Okay, well now I can see why they're so focused on Edward.
Wait.
Their flagship product, it
Exactly.
seems.
We'll talk about all that together at the shareholders event. Right. Looking forward to seeing you too. Take care, Laetitia. Salut! Hi! Thanks for coming in. I know you're busy. So I reviewed some of your data. Pretty raw stuff. Obviously, we need to scrub off some of the dirt to make it family-friendly. Maybe give Edward a voice like James Bond or something. More of a ladies' man. A beautiful city, no?
Looks really nice.
So the main reason I asked you here concerns something called the observatory. It's been mentioned a few times in the footage you found. I'd like to encourage you to focus on locating this specific set of memories as soon as possible. If it were up to me, on s'en crisse. I wouldn't bother. But some bigwigs at Abstergo Industries have been hounding me for days. So, follow whatever leads you find, and hopefully we can... Oh, incoming call. I have to take this. We'll keep in touch. Bonne journée. Alan, bonjour. Oui, tout va bien. Naturellement.
Okay, just basically telling me to keep doing what I'm doing, do my research.
Quoi?
Seems to be more of a spectacle sort of display for me, not necessarily a motivating thing. And explore a bit more environments that we haven't seen before. There might be any sticky notes here, anything we can interact with. These weapons look a little familiar, like we might have seen them in previous games. Assassin's Creed games, rather. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be able to come back here all that often, so I'm going to make sure I see everything I can see. I don't think there's anything to collect, though. I mean, that was interesting. Sometimes, a view can be in.
Hi, John from IT again. You got a second? Good. I'm adding a waypoint to your map. So, a colleague of yours left for vacation this morning and forgot to send a video file she promised me. Since I hate just about everyone else on your floor, I was hoping you could help me. Could you transfer the file from her computer and deliver it to the courier when she comes? It'll be easy. You just wander over to their animus, log in, and transfer the file. Easy. And please be snappy before I find a reason to hate you too.
Aha, okay. Plot thickens. So now we're gonna now we're beginning to understand what this whole present day stuff is about. We're going to leak some information out of here. Notice that there are some. Oh wow, I've actually been missing all these messages here. That's because it's in like the. Didn't expect it to be in the main menu here. These things here. Even the character here has a little self-narration as far as his diary. He isn't completely mute as far as the rest of his reaction to the rest of the world. Something similar to what the first Dead Space did, where the main character never actually spoke, but if you knew where to look in the menus, he kept his own personal journals where he talked about. He also included his own reactions and feelings to the events of what happened. First day at work, and I've been assigned to the most prestigious project in the company, the Sample 17 project. My job is to research the life of the pirate, Edward Kenway. Interesting, there's a typo there, two W's. And finding promising footage for use in future Abstergo products. Sample 17 executive producer, Melanie LeMay, is a passionate and energetic leader, and the company's CCO, Olivier Garneau, seems like a fun guy. I can't wait to settle and get to work. Totally generic, newbie here. Let's check out these diaries. My files, what is that? Okay, stuff I already have. Interesting, okay. Oh wait. Let's check out those messages. Because these are the emails. I've been wondering where this sort of thing was. In the previous Assassin's Creed games, there were whenever you go out of the Animus, there were opportunities to check your email, so to speak, where other characters that you know would send you messages, and you learn a little bit more about the world. These are fairly short. Maybe I'll just go through these really quickly. Bienvenue, welcome. Your communicator is your key to success here at Abstergo Entertainment. Please keep it with you at all times. Should you lose your communicator, contact the front desk. A recovery fee of $100 will be deducted from your next paycheck. Please respect your non-disclosure agreement. Our work here is exciting and confidential. Security breaches will not be tolerated. Have a great week. Welcome to the team. We should have lunch sometime once you're settled. Ahoy mate, welcome to the good ship Abstergo Entertainment, where everything is always jolly and we all love our work to death. Glad to have you aboard. I hope you're fun. The last guy was a little dull and well, just kidding. You around. Just wanted to say it's so good having a new face on the team. This is a great place to work, but some people can get a little negative at times, if you know what I mean. Let's get a coffee later. Nice meeting you. If you have any problems with your animus, feel free to shoot me a message. I don't extend this privilege to everyone. But Melanie tells me you know your stuff. Good enough for me. You have been awarded the Edward Kenway figurine for successfully completing Sequence 3. Congratulations on your achievement. Keep up the good work. Congratulations on your recent contributions to Abstergo Entertainment. We hope you will consider training for possible future advancement. Many training options are available depending on your career goals, be they in management, security, marketing, or creative. And finally, wow, that must have been something special you found. If they give you a cash reward, I'll be the first in line when you buy us all around. So what is it? Really tell me, please. I'm not even sure what it is. I think Edward may have come across a little precursor trinket, and that information is valuable to Abstergo. I think that's what they're rewarding him for. Okay, so that's all the stuff. Well, I'm all caught up on that stuff here. Keep on looking around, see if there are any sticky notes. Can't go this way quite yet. I'm also wondering if I have access to this floor, like, indefinitely, or if the access will be taken away as soon as I leave. Interesting to look for. Like, I only have access to this floor when my boss is calling to me. As soon as I leave, that access will be revoked and I can no longer access this part of the area. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find that out. See how this world works. Any sticky notes here? I'm going to assume that I found everything. I don't think there's anything more. So I'm going to do this little activity here that I've been granted. Coworker wants me to do some potentially shady business. And he said it's on the map. Alright, let's check that map. So I'm not too familiar with what I'm doing here. Okay, so just keep on going straight and to the right and get that done.
A locked door? Not a problem. That's the advantage of me having level 1 security clearance. Now, you do too. Don't abuse it.
Oh, nice. So
Log on and I'll walk you through this.
this is essentially how we're going to get access to new areas. As we do these little side missions, I'm going to assume that we're going to increase our security level, and then some areas will be part of those missions, and then other areas I can just explore at will. Any area that also has the same security clearance. Now I have level 1. Interesting. I wonder if there are any clues as to... I mean, a little subtle creative thing that the game could do is
Log on.
provide clues as to what Ubisoft themselves are working on, or thinking about potential assassins for future games. I wonder if that's like a thing that they could do. Today's Abstergo Templar frauds have given themselves to base practices and claim wrongly that man and woman are delicate, sensible, and feeling creatures in and of themselves, therefore deserve satiety, comfort, and mindlessness in the presence of pleasure. Nothing could be sicker, falser, disgusting, lying bastards. Okay, I think that is our character's first hint at a connection between the Templars and the what is it? Abstergo, the company.
Log on.
So I wonder, there are other workstations here. If I go in here, what will I see? Are they all the same? I mean, what's the deal here? Yes, I know he's saying what's the problem, log on. But I gotta explore the environment. Come on.
What's the problem? Log on.
Let me explore. Yeah, you just got one sticky note here. Probably no more than that. Alright, I'll do his thing first, I guess.
Now, you need to bypass the core to find the data inside. Once you reach it, your communicator will download it automatically. You need to find your way around the core to reach the data inside.
Interesting. Kinda like a maze?
Good.
Interesting.
The file should be
Puzzle
downloaded.
slash
I set up a database for
maze
any data
sort
you
of
find.
thing.
Just look for the My File section in your communicator, and you'll be redirected right away. Everything you download will be found in there. Protected by a firewall, of course.
As far as the
December
hacking
23rd,
minigame,
2012.
seems pretty cool.
Sample Recovery Unit Team Lead Fisher Case reporting on Subject 17, Desmond Miles. The subject was deceased and unattended. Time of death was placed around 0000 hours and 7 minutes, with conditions favorable for DNA sample recovery. We had some initial concerns about interference in the vault, but given the skill and talent of this team, we were able to capture useful data. I personally retrieved the subject's backpack and extracted a number of objects of interest to undergo detailed analysis. The subject displayed burns to the right hand, severe enough to fuse the bones, indicating some kind of spontaneous, intense burn trauma. Honestly, we've never seen anything like it before. Head, neck, and torso remained in good condition. I hand-selected recovery agents to retrieve fluid samples, blood and saliva. We then commenced material extraction and were able to preserve several exemplary samples. Data analysis and sequencing is already underway, and I'm told proceeding with exceptional ease. Thanks to the cloud database and the work of Abstergo Sample Recovery Unit 3, the legacy of Subject 17 will continue uninhibited as Sample 17.
Okay, very interesting. We can get our first hints, first glimpse at what happened to our old pal Desmond after the events of Assassin's Creed 3. If you want to know exactly what happened to him, I won't. I don't think I'll spoil it, but yeah, it's at the end of Assassin's Creed 3. You find out what happens. This just brings us up to speed. Maybe new people coming into the series are made aware that he passed away, and these are the following events after. So it looks to me like Abstergo actually did catch up to him and found him and got all the stuff. And I don't know if that's like a bad thing or not. Well, it's probably a bad thing, but I'm not sure what the consequences of that, what that actually means. What did they actually get? They don't seem to know exactly what happened to him, which is probably good for the best. So now I'm supposed to deliver it to a messenger. Leave?
Oh, you're better at this than I'd hoped. Now zip on down to the lobby. Come on. See that file you acquired? I wouldn't recommend watching it. I mean, you could, but it's unpleasant. So once you hand it off, just pretend this never happened, okay? Otherwise you'll just go to bed feeling sad. Anyway, the courier should be waiting downstairs. She's been here a while. I suppose it goes without saying, just because you now know how to hack all your colleagues' computers, it doesn't mean you should. I mean, not every day, right? No, seriously though, that's illegal, so don't be a dick. Unless that's your nature.
Okay, so assuming that I do the same thing with these other computers, I can hack them in a similar fashion. So let's see how this works. So to find a way to land exactly on the green line. Ah, here we go. Got it. Puzzle scene is a little difficult because you can't really see the entire sphere all at once, so you don't really know. You're kind of moving blind sometimes. Alright, this is okay, so a little encyclopedic entry on some classic characters. We've seen this guy was in one of the previous Assassin's Creed games. Pope Alexander VI, a cleric and bon vivant by any name. Rodrigo Borgia served as Templar Grand Master from 1476 until his death. For too long, this man of faith and passion suffered under a smear campaign at the hands of his enemy, Ezio Auditore. Let him now be celebrated and remembered for his progressive outlook and focus on family values. Okay, so there's a very clear bias on this Wikipedia entry here, told from the perspective of the Templars, or yeah, told from the perspective of the Templars. Yeah, he is a Templar hero, an Ezio, an assassin, an obvious villain, apparently. So, I guess these are the types of things that we'll get from these computers. Seemingly very simple sorts of things, just backstory, whatnot. Okay, so now that we finally reached this point in the story, there's finally a lot more to do in this outside the animus stuff. Should probably be quick, as far as a story perspective, to make more sense out of it, because I don't want to. There is a messenger waiting for me. Guessing these hacking minigames are going to get harder and harder as we go through higher security levels.
Hey, Dad. You know, it's funny. I have this memory of you, one I keep coming back to, and I always think about it when I'm working or just before going to bed, because it sort of calms me, I guess. I was 14, I think, and you were trying to teach me how to walk with a light step. Remember that? How to be mindful of how much noise I made when I moved around. Simple stuff. Stuff I understand now, but back then, I gotta tell you, I thought you were just being an asshole. You told me you were gonna go up to your room and sit with your back to the door and read a book. And you wanted me to wait at least 15 minutes and then sneak up there and tap you on the shoulder without you knowing. I even remember the book you were reading at the time, the one by Captain Johnson. And you warned me that if you caught me, we'd have to start all over. Then you went upstairs. And I waited. I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I waited 4 hours before deciding to go up. And even then, it took me 20 minutes to get to the foot of the stairs. And another 30 to get up them. And then 10 to get down the hall, and there I was at the door and peeked into your room. And I was so hoping that you'd be asleep. But no, you were still reading, and I just about shit myself. I was just 5 feet away from you. And that's when I remember setting my foot down, and you flinched. Ever so slightly. You flinched. I thought maybe I'd imagined it, but I knew you'd heard me. You didn't say anything. You just checked your watch, you reached for your drink, you took a sip, and then you kept reading. But I knew I'd failed. You didn't say anything. I didn't understand why. And I lunged and tapped you on the shoulder, and you turned around, and oh, fantastic, you said, and you scooped me up, and you gave me a big hug, and I didn't say anything. But Dad, I was so pissed off. I wanted to scream at you. I failed, and you knew it, but you said nothing. And I stayed mad for weeks. I thought you were patronizing me. I thought maybe you decided right there that I was never going to be the man you wanted me to be. But I realized just a few years ago that you checking your watch, that was the clue, wasn't it? You let me win because I had been so patient. I I guess that impressed you. You know, maybe at that moment you thought it might be better to be my dad instead of my mentor. I don't really know. Maybe for you they're one and the same. You know, either way, I'm happy to know that both my mentor and my dad are looking out for me that day. I didn't understand that then. I think I do now.
Okay, so that was a rather long audio diary type of thing. Perhaps a little too long. Maybe they could have... The game could have had short, you know... if they're all going to be this long, then that might be a problem. But... one or two long ones are okay, I suppose. Normally audio diaries you don't want to be sitting around listening to the same thing. Ideally you want the audio diary to be short and also to be able to listen to them as you move around in the world proper. I didn't want to try and exit out of the menu there in case I had to start that all over again. That would have been pretty terrible.
That package myself, but I'm deep into some database coding.
So that was actually a moment to hear Desmond again, and I think that's because if you have a voice actor as talented as Nolan North under your employ or under contract, then you definitely don't want to waste that talent. You want to keep employing him, keep using that talent. So that was Nolan North just being good old Nolan North, providing a very impressive reading. I mean, can't say that was bad. That was just fantastic voice acting. And even though his character is no longer alive, I guess they found a loophole. They found a way to keep on employing Nolan North and have some of his readings in the game.
Yeah, well, your coffee is shit. You could use some practice.
What? No. I followed that recipe to the letter.
Oh, okay.
It's an art, Sean, not a...
Oh, look who's here. So you didn't forget, after all. You're just incredibly rude. And made poor Rebecca here wait for nearly 30 minutes.
You limey. Be nice. Sorry about him. He's high on his own supply. So, how should we do this? Data transfer? Great. That should do it. We'll email you the receipt. Till next time. Take care, Sean.
Bye-bye, yes, bye. And don't expect any more free coffee. Arrogant. She's great, isn't she?
Right, so...
Hey, I just got word the courier has come and gone. Wonderful.
Okay, let him
You're a
finish.
miracle. No, that's an exaggeration. You're not a miracle. You're an employee, doing a job. But thanks for helping out. Anyway, thanks. Have fun pirating.
So... both those characters there were actually familiar. They've appeared in previous Assassin's Creed games, and they are friends of Desmond's. Interesting to see. Okay, it looks like I still have access to that floor 15. Good to see them back, and they still have an ongoing role in the story here. Though I'm not sure how it makes sense that they are able to work.
Support to the second floor sample 17 project.
Yeah, I don't know how it makes sense that they'd be working for Abstergo, since they are themselves former employees of Abstergo turned to the opposite side. So they are technically fugitives of, or not fugitives of, like, because Abstergo doesn't have any like lawful authority. But I mean, they're enemies of the Templars. So I wonder what happened there. How it makes sense that they're here working for Abstergo, even from a covert perspective, considering they haven't changed their appearance at all. They are somehow infiltrating this company again. I'm not sure how if that makes sense at all. Okay, so I guess there's not much left to do here. I guess in theory I could hack some more stations, right? Yeah, I now have the ability to hack any station, so let me check my map for 1 second. It is just to return to the Animus. I could do a little bit more exploring here. I'll see why not. Is this mine? My Animus? Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm going to... Now that I have some new abilities that I didn't have before, I can hack empty stations. And I have level 1 clearance now. I'm going to see if I can actually go to new areas. Okay, there's a level 1 right over there. Let's check for any absent stations. Looks like all these are occupied. I can't just go into any occupied station. Alright, this occupied as well. Oh, okay, that one's occupied. Or maybe there are no empty stations here. The only one that's empty is mine, of course, because I'm not in it. Occupied. Okay, I don't think I can hack anything here just yet. Okay, let me... Okay, before I head on to... back to Edward Kenway over here, I'm going to check out what's in that level 1 access area. Could not get to before. It's like a significant portion of this part will be in this present day thing. I guess doing that in the previous episode here was a little, I was jumping the gun. I was getting... All I had to do was wait for a few more missions, and then I would have been able to make some actual progress in this part here. But I would say it's not for nothing, because I did get the sticky notes out of the way before I would go unlocking entirely new areas here. Interesting. Okay, another sticky note. Remember that our relentless, impertinent hollow drive to achieve everything our forebears did has led to many embarrassments and disasters. Nuclear weapons, super viruses, genetically modified poison food, toxic air, plastic sea spawn, and the list goes on. You can look it up for yourselves on the internet. All this too had a secret purpose in the end. Okay, these sticky notes don't really seem to flow together. They're just... Even the ones that are adjacent to each other are kind of just separate messages. So, there's a computer in here, or a couple computers. I can hack it.
Be careful now. As the data moves, there are security programs constantly monitoring the data flow. You need to sneak past them, or they will destroy your data and send it back home.
Another twist to the hacking. Ah, I see. A different type of hacking minigame than the other one. Fairly straightforward. But I guess that's what minigame's all about. It's not meant to be...
It's been a few weeks since the last recording. Sorry about that.
Oh man, another long one here.
Guess it's just a few seconds for you.
Okay, so it does not continue to play. That's unfortunate. It'd be really nice if it just continued to play while you walk around, then you can at least do something else. Okay. Where was that? My files.
Hey, Dad. You know, it's funny. Okay, it's been a few weeks since the last recording. Sorry about that. Of course, I guess it's...
Guess I'll let these
seconds
play.
ago. I'll leap down the playlist. Anyway, I was talking about Clay. Casmeric, Subject 16. So, when I fell into a coma back in Italy and woke up in the Animus Black Room, it was, so calming. It felt like I had woken up into a dream. Haze. A dream where none of this mess had ever happened. Felt like I should just be getting ready for another day of pouring drinks at bad weather, and another day of complaining about being between girlfriends and wondering what the hell to do with myself. But when I saw Clay just sitting there, it started to come back, you know, piece by piece. And when he told me about Lucy, fuck, you know, it hurt. You know, realizing that I killed her without thinking or feeling anything. Not at the time, anyway. Well, then, things just kept piling on. There were more memories of Ezio and Altair and the first civilization. And then, right before he vanished, Clay passed on his memories to me. He showed me everything he had seen and lived through, and it was brief, but overwhelming. Not really sure how to explain. He saw glimpses of Adam and Eve and their escape from slavery. He saw the beginning and the end of the war between the first Civ and humans. He saw Minerva, Juno, and Tinia trying to work out their calculations. At least that's what they called them. They had these tools, these powerful machines that could predict possible futures. Not what was going to happen, but what could happen. Probabilities. And, well, they spent a lot of energy trying to figure out what was the most likely scenario for the future. Theirs and ours. And in the end, I guess they figured I was their most likely candidate. Some guy named Desmond living at the beginning of the 21st century of the Common Era. But which Desmond was the right one? Because, you see, probability is a weird thing. It can branch out in so many ways. Which version of me did they need? Was it the Desmond who got married early and had a son? One who stayed single in New York? Or was it the Desmond who moved to San Francisco to be a waiter? Maybe it was the Desmond who worked at an auto body shop in Chicago, or maybe it was the me who never ran away from his parents in the first place. First Civ had countless variations to choose from, but in the end, the lucky one was me. I'm the Desmond their best calculations spit out. I'm the Desmond they left their messages for, and I guess I have to live with that honor. What an honor. Pretty tired. There'll be more later. Ciao.
Okay, while it's great to hear voice actor Nolan North talk, it's clear that, you know, I don't think they're doing these audio diaries all that well in this game because, for one, they are way too long, and two, whether they're long or not, you should be able to let them keep playing while you walk around, continue forward. You don't have to be stuck in place in the menu listening to it. And I guess for that reason, I don't think I can continue to listen to these. Just doesn't make sense. I'll let the first two be on the stream, but it doesn't make sense to just let it be playing. I should be continuing forward with the game. Still hack this one though. So from a backstory perspective, I like being able to pick up audio diaries like that. It's another way to reward exploration, especially in an open world. However, the audio diary things are not an excuse for exposition, really. Like, they shouldn't be what your entire backstory relies upon. They shouldn't be the entire foundation. And also, it's important to have diversity in terms of how the game tells a story. And I think so far we've seen plenty of that. We've seen a lot of text, now we're seeing audio diaries. We're seeing very different ways it's done.
I have now resumed the practice of dressing as a man, and have put off my woman's dress.
Why did you take it? Who made you take it?
I took it of my own free will, with no constraint. I prefer a man's dress to a woman's.
You made an oath, Jeanne. You swore to never again dress as a man.
I never meant to swear that I would not resume the practice.
Why have you done so?
Because it is more lawful and suitable for me to return to the practice of wearing a man's dress, being always among men, than to have a woman's dress. I have resumed it because a promise made to me has not been.
How is he?
Hour 3, doing well.
Are we still in 18th century Hungary?
No. His connection is so stable, he's jumped between a few ancestors today. We're in 15th century France now. Turns out he's related to one of Joan of Arc's executioners.
Surprise.
Eileen, yesterday Vidic asked me to help him work out some of the bugs in his audiovisual renderer, and I told him...
No. Come on, Satish, not you.
It wouldn't be permanent. A few months at most.
Months? That will kill every ounce of momentum we have.
It won't, I promise. Honestly, I think this could help us. If I can get a look at what these people are doing, we could...
Come on. He's trying to pull you over to his side. Don't you see that? He's luring you with quick victory and prestige.
That's not what this is about, honestly.
I need to get back to work.
Eileen, I'm sorry.
Do what you must. I'll survive.
Surrogate Initiative, Test Session 32, April 2nd, 1981. Host Eileen Bach, DNA sample SB1970.
Miriam, are you awake?
What?
Miriam's coming for me.
Oh, is the guards?
I see them from my window, massing in the courtyard. My time is up.
Bartle, don't say this. You don't know that.
Forgive me for this, Miriam. But I must tell you something. The artifact. We have it. But only Oscar and I know its location.
Don't tell me.
They will release you. Your family has connections. You must take the artifact and bring it to the assassins in Paris.
Please don't. I don't want to know. It's safer if I don't.
Hush now. If I die, knowledge of its location dies with me. You must bring it to the assassins.
Assassins? I don't understand.
The spire of St. Petrus.
No, I don't want to hear.
Cell 7!
Hello?
Eileen, hi. It's Carl.
Carl, I know it's you.
Sorry, you just sound exhausted. Did I wake you?
No, I've just been busy.
It sounds like it.
I'm just a little tired, that's all.
No, I mean, your project sounds fascinating. Your colleague, Dr. Warren Vidic, he called me recently and he told me what you've been up to.
He what? Warren?
Yeah, he told us about your research, memories, ancestry, all of that. He even asked if we'd be willing to come in and...
No! Jesus, no! What the hell is he doing?
Eileen, it's okay. We signed some papers, non-disclosure stuff.
No! He's trying to fuck me over. Damn it!
Eileen, we just talked about my mother, just like you and I did. World War II. That's all.
It's the artifact.
The what?
Carl, if he calls you again, you tell him you work through me, okay? That's it. Vidic has been a pain in my ass for years, and I don't need him getting all the glory for my 2 years of hard work.
All right. So how should I go about this? I mean, the wheels are in motion.
I don't know. Just go through me if he contacts you again. Please?
All right.
You'll do that?
Of course. Yes.
Thank you, Carl. I'm sorry I was short with you. I've just been exhausted. That's all.
It's all right, hon. Just take care of yourself.
Morning, Eileen. We're almost ready. Just a few more adjustments.
Okay.
I had the team do some research on this artifact we've been chasing, and it appears the Third Reich actually found something matching its description sometime in 1940. Eileen, are you all right?
Sorry, yeah. I'm fine. Just a little scattered. Vidic called my ex-husband last night. He wants to put him in the animus.
To find the artifact before us?
Exactly.
Well, it would be fast using Vidic's animus. And maybe that would get us back to our original work.
Satish, if we let that happen, then all our money dries up. Lillian is paying for us to find the artifact, not improve our methods. Do you understand?
Right, of course.
I'm sorry. Let's just burn those bridges when we cross them. Are we ready?
Yes, just a few more adjustments, Senorian. I made a small change to the genetic input modulator. I'm hoping that buys us a few more minutes.
Even a few seconds would be nice. I'm ready.
All right. Settle in.
Okay then, that was quite the performance, I gotta say. I only let that play because it took me back that this was a totally different set of characters. I thought it would just be all Desmond all the time, all Nolan North all the time, but this seems to be a totally different set of characters that are also working in the Animus and trying to deal with research into the past. So that's why I let that play that one time. I think, as we see, that I feel like they are way too long. Even though there are great performances and this sort of radio drama seems to be interesting, I'm not sure if they have a proper place in this game, or at least I can't let them play on the stream just because they kind of halt everything. And even in their place in the game, I'm not sure if I really liked how long they are, just because they really halt the progress. They really halt everything. It's not just a slowdown of pacing. I mean, you have to be stuck in that menu to listen to the entire thing, and then on top of that, they're so long. Yeah, I wish they were shorter. I wish we were able to at least walk around, at least continue exploring. Like, that'd be a really nice thing to let play in the background as I look for other sticky notes. But unfortunately, it seems to be like we're stuck in the menus. Well, yeah, on their own, in a vacuum, they are really cool. And we get to learn more about backstories, storylines that we haven't gotten a chance to see before. But ultimately, like, even now, right away, I can see that they're way too long, and they completely stop. They grind the pacing to a halt in an otherwise really interesting story. And perhaps now it's not even the best time, because like I've already been sharing my grievances of the story being a little slow in the beginning, to, as it is.
Where you going, the market?
No, my parents have asked me to come live with them, and I'd like to.
Oh, what do you mean, live with them? You live here with me.
I'm sorry, Edward, but my father is right. You had a decent wage when you worked the farm. Why can you not be satisfied with that? With me?
Decent wage. That job was near as damn it to robbery. You want to be married to a peasant the whole of your life?
All right, Edward. All right.
You leave now, Caroline. You'll never know what's coming to us. Caroline! Caroline!
Oh. Wake up, Kenway.
What's that about?
He left this morning with the galleon. As faith, we'll discover a good use for this old cove ourselves.
Aye, we'll make something of it in time. We could keep a fleet here if we like. With a bit of fixing up, it'd be a decent place to call home. Might even convince my wife to come one day.
You're married, are you?
In God's eyes, I am. She left me some time ago.
Even so, keep that fact hid away. Most of these pirates don't respect a man with higher commitments than rum and plunder.
Call mine honor. Let me know if you find anything.
Okay, so... Oh, I just wanted to comment on... There's like that... Noticing... Is that a strange... Is that like that glitch that we've seen? With, boats being sunken into the water? And I have to move on from here, but... I guess that might be what that is. We're not heading in that direction anyway, so let's just let that... stay in the corner there. So, as far as storytelling techniques go, it's nice to see that the game offers a variety, different types. It changes up the pace and all that, but it does seem to do some of them improperly, or in a way that's a bit impractical. Or at least the very long audio diaries. Yeah, a bit too long. Besides that, it's a good idea to have all of these things, a variety of different storytelling types, adding up to, it allows you to, well, for one, they're optional, right? So if you so choose, you can augment your knowledge of the broader world of the game by looking for those things, and they are, in that sense, they are suitable rewards for exploration. Like, it all works together. You want to explore to see the world, but then you're also given proper rewards for doing that, and you also want to learn more about the world, so which drives you to explore. So they kind of work off each other. But as far as specific type of storytelling,
Odd-looking things,
a bit awkward in a video game,
Is this what they
or at
call
least the length
mine?
makes it awkward.
Or is it Aztec?
Are you good with riddles, Edward? Puzzles and ponderings and the like?
No worse
Okay,
than
so
the
this
next
is
man, why?
the Aztec puzzle solving. Maybe that's why I couldn't figure out the one I saw
The
before.
way you think and work. The way you understand the world.
Well, I don't know about that. You're talking in riddles now and I don't understand a word.
Clamber on top of this thing here, will you? Help me solve something.
So maybe the reason...
Concentrate and focus all your senses. Look past shadow and sound, deep into matter, until you see and hear a kind of shimmering.
A shimmering?
You understand?
I think so. I've seen its like before. Glowing like moonlight on the ocean.
So I'm thinking the reason I couldn't solve that puzzle before, the other Mayan stela that I found, was that I just didn't have the tools or the know-how, or at least my character didn't just yet, to...
Ah, right. I know this feeling. I have since I was a lad. It's like using every sense at once, isn't it? To see sounds and what a combination.
Every man and woman on this earth has in them a kind of intuition hidden deep away.
I've had this sense most of my life. Only I thought it was related in some way to my dreaming, or the like.
Most never find it. Others, it takes years to tease out.
I was hoping not to interrupt their dialogue there, but oh well.
Has a strange look. Is it worth something?
Nothing you can spend. But if you find all of them, it'll lead to something grand.
How many?
A few dozen, I think. This way. I've something else to show you.
Alright, so given the locations to the other ones, so I'm hoping that if I go back to the one I saw before, it'll make a little bit more sense, or maybe that's why, like, just haven't gotten to the point where my character knows how to solve them, maybe, I'm not sure, or I could have just been doing them completely wrong. Or that one completely wrong, just not seeing the obvious. Okay, so learn how to do that. It's funny how when a game has so many things to do in it, so many different types of activity to do, that it seems like the game is tutorializing new things to do, like for the majority of the game, for as much as half or even over half the game. We're seeing new activities to do. I don't think we're actually at the halfway point yet. I mean, the activity progress marker says 15%. Probably still not at the halfway point. But for a game as big as Assassin's Creed 4, with a lot of things to do, a lot of variety of things to do, it makes sense that even when the main tutorial is done, there'll still be like little tutorial moments here and there throughout the first third or half of the game.
What do you think?
I think Monsieur Ducasse was a man of many secrets.
Aye, and look here. A solid staircase leading God knows where. What do you suppose lies at the top?
No, I can't open these chests. Maybe later. I'm guessing.
From what I knew,
I thought our ship would be like a home base, but I guess
eclectic instruments of torture and villainy, an Iron Maiden or a collection of thumbscrews.
this is going to be an even grander home base beyond our ship to improve upon and, you know, make better. And that's a feature that has been in previous Assassin's Creed games. We've had like this home base that we were meant to upgrade and improve over time, and that would grant us certain benefits as we venture forward in the world.
Not a nice way to kick off, but that is some damn fine gear.
Try the key you took from Ducasse.
That's one. Only 4 left.
Aye. It might be that these 4 Templars have them. See the names here? They've been sent to kill these 4 targets.
Hang me, that's the map I sold to Governor Torres in Havana. He said it marked the location of assassin encampments.
You think maybe you owe them a bit of warning, then? If you have any kind of heart beating in that chest.
Suppose I could, if it leads me to the 4 other keys.
Bad excuse is better than none at all.
Alright, so we're learning more and more about what I guess the grander point of the game is, and I guess we've finally given some things to do over the grander course of the game. So yeah, I guess I'm assuming these will be related to our main missions from here on out, or will these be side missions? I don't know. They're probably important either way. Yeah, so in any case, we've finally stumbled upon some motivation for our character Edward. Now, thinking about it now, I think still not necessarily so much as a personal stake for Edward. I mean, the closest we've seen as far as a personal stake are those flashbacks to his wife, Caroline, and his life with her, or perhaps what he's doing right now is in relation to his ongoing relationship with her. But we're still finding out through more flashbacks, what occurred there with his relationship with his wife. So we don't know the full story regarding that. And but that's the closest thing as far as a personal stake, why he's doing what he's doing right now. As far as dealing with the Templars, that is sort of like I'm a good guy sort of thing, and as part of saving these people interfering with the Templars, I can also gain resources for myself. So yeah, he has reasons to work against the Templars and try to save these assassins, but not necessarily super personal. But, it's better than what it was before, which was the basic establishment of his place as a pirate, gathering resources there. There's a little bit more to it now, and I'm glad to see that it's building up. There is much more clear motivation to do stuff. Wow, this area is much bigger than I thought. Looks like this entire island here is essentially my home base now. It's not just one building, not just one location. It is a huge area in and of itself. Oh man, can't wait to explore every part of this, every secret. I hope I'm able to do that on the stream and not take too much time. It won't be boring or anything like that. That is one thing I really like to do in these games. When I'm given a large environment to explore, I want to delve into it as much as I can. Yeah, I guess this is the equivalent of, in Assassin's Creed 3, we had our homestead, which was not just a building, but also a much grander community of people. That game had its own little twists and turns. So, I won't delve too much into what Assassin's Creed 3 did specifically, because I don't know how much of that carries over onto here, but it looks like there will be a similar type of homestead sort of deal going forward. Well, actually, I'm genuinely interested to see how Assassin's Creed 4 develops that homestead, what it adds to that whole thing, and what benefits it grants me for, doing the rest of the missions. Like, in and of its, in itself, it is kind of a side mission, a side story in the grander narrative of the game. But they also work with it's one that works with the main missions and can help you by giving you more weapons, more improved weapons, upgrades, and such like that. And they also work off each other. The main mission and a sort of homestead storyline, they work off each other in terms of, theme and characters and events that happen. They contribute to each other in multiple ways. And but this is all potential. This is all speculation on my part, based on my knowledge of previous Assassin's Creed games. So I'll have more to say on this homestead area, I guess, and its relation to the broader game as I learn more about it, as I see more stuff here. Is that a sync point? No, I love sync points. Actually, this is a quick way back down to our ship. We don't have to walk all the way through here. We can just jump down into the water. So that was seeing a lot of different things appearing on the map now. Maybe I actually want to explore all that stuff. Yeah, this was mostly a informational episode as far as the story, learning more exposition, establishing motives for Kenway here, as well as, of course, it was mostly majority of this part of my playthrough has been in the present day and progressing that and learning exactly what that whole deal is about. We're sort of an informant, an inside man for a group of characters that we've seen before, or at least we're becoming that. We're not necessarily. I don't think the character there knows exactly what he's doing, but he's sort of being swept up in greater events. So yeah, not a lot of action here, more establishing the narrative. But I'm actually, this was something I've been talking about for several episodes, that we needed this information, this sort of detail come along, because the story felt a little bit empty as far as oh, okay. Beginning to understand how this all works. All connects. So this, I can go to the mansion up here, and I can head right back to quick shortcut to the harbor over here. Very good, very good. I'm loving this homestead already. Yeah, can't wait to progress this more. To revitalize this community. Or I'm assuming will be a community. We're like going to create our own home base community of pirates in this case. Maybe assassins, I don't know. It's all very basic now, but okay, so I think that has been enough as far as this part in the stream. Like, actually not a whole lot in terms of moving forward, but sort of widening out. It's an important informational episode, I think, and it's a good thing that the game has finally got that stuff out of the way. And now, like, everything going forward has meaning. Like I feel a little bit more motivation. This is what I've been wanting, as I said through the last several parts. What I've been wanting for just moving through missions and side quests. Like, I want a little bit more of a reason to do things, and now I have it. So guess I'll just finish up this mission.
Leaving already?
This will probably be a place, a homestead that I will return to many times, so I don't have to explore it completely now.
We're pirates, kid. We take as we please and become who we like. Self-made men.
But that look ain't you. It's not who you are.
Who am I then?
Hard to tell some days. All I know is you like dangerous prizes.
Like the observatory. I think you know more about that than you let on in Nassau.
You noticed that, did you? Meet me at 20 degrees, 3 minutes latitude just off the coast of Yucatan. I'll have something to show you there in a few weeks' time.
Okay then. This one, I think, even though it doesn't seem very exciting, from inside, I really like these types of missions in general. Well, obviously, if there were too many of them, if it just kept going like this, then it would, it'd be a little too slow. But as I said, this was a very important mission, and having this story moment was kind of necessary. Maybe not all at once, kind of packed real tight into one memory here, to one event. Maybe if it was spread out a little bit more, it would have been better. So, like or really like, it's fine. But yeah, I think that was very important. As I said, I already gave my reasons for that. And I'll leave it right here. I won't progress any further from here, so I think that's a good point to end this part in my playthrough. And yeah, hopefully next part we'll get to more exciting things. We'll get to some more action, I guess. Now that we've established some motivation for the character, a little bit of character progression, and we get a little bit more knowledge about what we're doing in the long term, the greater arc of the game. We can, for one, we can figure out what we're going to be doing. For now, how I'm going to approach doing those missions that we've got versus doing side quests. Like, now that I have all this information, like I can work out how I want to approach everything. Whereas before, I didn't have that information. I was like just aimlessly sort of wandering, just pursuing those quest markers, not really knowing what the whole point was. But now, yeah, now it's a lot better. In any case, I can continue talking about this in the next part. I think that'll be much better rather than me rambling on quickly here. So, right, if you tuned in live, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching the archive, also thank you. And you can catch all of the archives of my playthrough over on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/yamstersam. You can also follow me on Twitter at yamstersam, same username as my Twitch here. And that, yeah, I will call it a stream, and hopefully see you later. Thanks, and bye.